Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TheftMart, the official podcast created by and about shopping aisle sheriffs, department store deputies, secret shoppers, loss prevention, and everything in between. My name is Marshall. I'm here with my co-host, E-Money, Rock, and Big Country. Gentlemen, how are you today?
What's up?
Doing fabulous, baby. Doing fabulous.
How's your day been?
Been pretty good. Been pretty eventful. Just run, getting all this the new equipment all set up for the podcast. So
yeah,
it's been very fruitful.
This stuff here, I think we was talking about it. Like if you was an audiophile and you seen this shit here, like you'd be jizzing your pants. This is some good shit.
Oh yeah, I did twice already.
Yeah, this is random. Country. When you sent that text, you said you was waist deep in what? What was you waist deep in?
Water.
Oh, is that what they call these days? Water?
Moving on. Yeah.
She must have really been turned on.
You have a leak? Or?
Oh, no.
I had to piss myself.
No, I was out duck hunting.
Nice. Did you get anything?
Was it quail? Was it red robins? Was it bluebirds?
Ducks or geese, whichever decided to come in, which nothing did. So just an afternoon by myself. Out
quack, quack, quack.
Do you have a dog? You have a dog that goes out there?
No, I'm basically the dog whenever we go. Yeah, sound effects and all. Go out there and get it.
You ever pheasant hunt?
I've never been. There's really not many places around here. There's one up around up north of here, but I don't really agree with what they do. They clip the wings so they really can't fly away. It's not fair chase.
What's weapon of choice?
You always fair.
Just a shotgun.
What gauge?
12 gauge.
Is it? You do buckshot?
It's birdshot. Usually if I ducks or geese, like number 2, something like that. Smaller, like dove or quail, maybe 6. So
I always go with the M60. Fuck them up.
Speaking of M60, you guys ever been to a gun show? I know this is random here, but have you ever been to a gun show?
Gun show right here, boy.
He's holding up his own.
I gave you a couple tickets.
No, one time I was offered to buy an M16 at a gun show, only being 16 years old.
Smooth. I'm sure that one.
But of course, that don't happen these days. Knock on wood.
How many did you buy?
I've got a secret room full of 5 or 6.
He was called the Lord of War,
the Punisher.
This is the pheasant hunting podcast. All pheasant hunting all the time.
No, you was talking.
Enjoy.
We were. I was
discussing. Rock was discussing with you about something that happened the other night with him. What was that going on with at your place of employment?
Yeah, my current employer going through a hiring process, and there's always some interesting stories of people that come to apply. But this one gentleman came, and he comes in, first off, smelling totally like weed. He does well in the interview process, is what I hear. But the one thing that got him was he straight smelled like weed. Right out there.
Like skunk weed?
Strong weed, man.
Who pointed this out?
Chronic right there.
And Thursday was the big boss, the big old store manager. She started choking on it, but...
Puff, pass.
Were we talking about weed here? Or,
So, if he would have maybe sprayed some Axe or got some cologne or something, he probably would have got the job. But, he doesn't get accepted. And, of course, he gets a vendetta. So I'm just sitting in my office with E-Money, and we get this phone call and from one of the associates. And she says, hey, I think someone over here is underringing. And underringing is, there's a lot of things. You go, certain retailers have self-checkouts where you can underring, you can take a switch, you can not scan items, but that's what it is. Underring is not scanning items. You act like you scan one and you pocket 2, or you don't scan anything. You just put it in the bag.
Scan 1, get 5.
Yeah.
Can I add on that? I know when we worked together, it was like if you couldn't get a stop, you could always count on somebody underringing.
Oh yeah, yeah. In my opinion, that's the new way to steal nowadays. I mean, especially the college kids, they're big on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a new way.
You're in a college town, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Currently, we're in a college town, and that's what the kids like to do. It's like the new way to steal.
Shop.
New way.
Discount double check or whatever they call it these days. But
I'm in here doing this double check at my waist. Nobody sees it. I'm just doing it. Go ahead. So this person's up at self checks.
Yeah,
scanning 1.
He's scanning, and we get the phone call because we got great associates up there that do a good job. And she calls us up and says, "Hey, I think this dude's underring. He's got 5 things on his transaction, and he's got bagged up probably like 20 things in a shopping cart." I'm like, All right, let me pull it up here. So I pull up the camera shot. And sure enough, it looks like he is underringing. So I send my E-Money up there to the front to go patrol the area and get ready to do some damage. And as we're talking on the phone, E-Money's up there, of course, watching him. And I'm talking to the associate. And she's like, yeah, he's definitely underringing. And we're up here chit-chatting. And then I call E-Money on the cell phone. I'm like, hey, key on the Fruit Loops. The man
the Fruit Loops.
The man that wanted to pay the Fruit Loops. So you start keying on it. We're up there talking. And he starts looking. You can see him looking back. And always he's looking at the associate.
I think what happened was you ended up calling the self-checkouts on the phone. And as you saw him, he was doing triple work because he was watching, talking to me, and talking to self-checkouts all at the same time.
Yeah.
And so that's skills, my friend. And so as you're calling me, talking to me, you called self-checkouts. And so as you're talking to self-checkouts, he sees the conversation of self-checkouts talking to you. And I'm watching him, and his eyes directly go towards the self-checkout attendant. And he's like, oh, fuck. And so he starts looking back, and he goes and he grabs like 3 bags and starts taking everything out of those bags. Yeah,
he knows he's caught, and then he starts flashing his money. He probably, probably a drug dealer, who knows? But he has wads of cash.
Wads.
Starts counting it up and showing this self-checkout attendant, I got money. And he starts unbagging everything. So I'm like, all right, let's go. I'm gonna go up there. I'll meet you up there, E-Money. We get up there, and this dude is so scared. He puts the stuff he doesn't want in, and he goes and grabs another empty cart, pulls it back over self-checkout, starts putting the empty merchandise that he didn't pay into that cart. So I'm like, well, what's going on here? Yeah, is he going to push out, or what's going on now? Well, sure enough, he starts going all the way throughout the store, putting the shit back. And, of course, here comes the big old boss, store manager, coming out of the back, like, starts following him, seeing him putting up the paper plates, putting up the Fruit Loops, putting up whatever.
Toilet paper.
I've been doing it all. And it goes on, the store manager's like, hey, that's the guy that I interviewed, and that's the one that smells like weed. And I'm like, no shit. So
sure enough, man,
he goes back up to the self-checkouts, and sure enough, he ends up paying for everything. But
do you think he thought it was a tryout? Like, oh, they're going to see how good I can put stuff back on the shelf? And maybe hire me?
Way. There ain't no way. He was too freaked out.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a tryout. I think he just, upset he didn't get the position. And
he came in there looking for, not saying that he didn't have a job beforehand, but if he had these big wads of cash, he's coming in looking for it. It makes you kind of wonder, like, where to get all this money at if he's looking for, like I said, maybe he just got laid off.
I think he's selling the green conja, man.
He has to be selling the greens.
Or the green conja.
Definitely make you wonder a little bit there.
Yeah. True statement.
Peyote, whatever they call it in my hood.
So we started talking about, are we going to trespass this dude? Should we trespass him?
I'm just going to go up this dude just fucking trying to steal. I'm just going to trespass his ass, get him out of the store, man. I want him back in there, but... And then we decided that we'll just go ahead and let him go because we'll wait for him to come back.
He'll
be dumb enough to come back.
They all come back.
Because, again, he's a college kid. College kids do this shit. And then we're going to get them all eventually.
Eventually, there's some stores, super retailers, that have this thing that's in the sky. It's called Everseen. You guys ever heard about that, Everseen?
No.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Is it like a camera system? Or?
Yeah, it's a camera system that works hand in hand with the self-checks. And so as something's being scanned, if you skip it, this Everseen sees that you skipped it. Will stop the whole self-checkout from working. We'll take a picture of you and what item you did not scan or item you bagged up, and won't work. And I'll call an attendant, self-checkout attendant, and it'll say, do you want to buy this item? And they'll be like, so it won't let them go past that. It'll stop. It automatically stops.
And sometimes they show a video too.
What
you stolen up there. And that's awesome. Eventually, I think every employer is going to have that retail.
If they have self-checkouts, that's the future.
That's the way to do it.
That's definitely the future.
That way you can put them back out to the floor to get back in the concealing. That's where we do our damage at.
I want to go back a couple years where I had an employee come in to the store, same retailer, and I was walking the floor, and at this time there was an orientation going on, which I didn't even pay any attention to the orientation. And so I'm out on the floor walking the sales floor, and I see this kid up at the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And he grabs a thing of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I watch him. He goes into the men's Dickie aisle, the underwear, and he opens up these cards, and he just throws the cards away, puts the cards right here in front of his underwear, right here in the front, starts walking towards the back. Like, what's he going to do? He already opened it. It's in his pants. Why isn't he leaving? Why is he going to the back? He passes the bathrooms in the back, goes to the back, and then goes and sits down in personnel for his orientation. Like, what the heck?
Employee benefits, right?
Right.
Yeah, walk to the office.
It was. And so that's exactly what happened. So I tell my boss, little short stack, hey, this just happened. We watch video. Sure enough, he's on video. Go straight to the back. Not even two minutes after we watch the video, we grab him right out.
Yeah.
We actually, because he was officially an associate, it was an internal.
Cha-chang.
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 That's a good one. Cha-chang. So, no, that was awesome. So we took him out, and then after a little bit of time going on, of course, you're in the back, and then everybody's like, where did he go? Don't worry about it. But let me talk to you guys a little bit about theft.
Don't do it.
So usually at these orientations, 1 out of 3 people will steal from the store.
Wow. That's a huge number for,
Yeah,
do you think
about
all the people that
33.3%.
come through these big retailers? Yeah, that's a pretty big number.
Here's the crazy thing that's out there most people don't know. Most accidents and most theft happens with new associates from 0 to 6 months with a company.
Yep.
Huh. Wow.
Long-term associates usually don't file claims or have accidents. But
Yep.
new associates from 0 to 6 months will steal or have an accident.
Yep. And even from 1 to 5 years too. It gets worse after that. So and technically they're still kind of new from 1 to 5. So it's crazy.
That is crazy.
It's just so correct.
crazy.
You tell them about it, Thifter.
If they
Thifter.
can't get the stealing, they're going to get hurt. They're going to get the money some way.
Oh man, I tell you, there's me thinking about stops. So we have another retailer across the street from us. Retailer says, "Hey, this is the information I get." Retailer says, "Hey, this dude just left my store, stole $600 worth of stuff. He came into your store." Well, sure enough, that guy did come into our store.
Oh, yeah.
Goes right to the women's restroom.
Mm-hmm.
Solid.
Goes into the
Nice.
women's restroom. Goes to the very back.
It's 2008, all
Right.
right? You don't have to choose your restroom anymore.
You just got to identify yourself.
You're right.
That's right.
Identify.
E-Money's like, what the heck's going on?
Look, if I want to come in, use the restroom with my therapy llama,
You do it.
He just feels more comfortable.
you can't do
using that
nothing
one.
about it.
This is
I'm
my
sorry.
Are you allowed to do that? This is my therapy dick. It's like, if I pull it out, it's my therapy dick.
Okay.
These are my
What if-
therapy tits.
It calms me down.
I'm having a panic attack.
Oh God! Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
Sorry, go ahead.
This mofo. That's twice. This mofo.
E-money.
This mofo goes into the women's restroom, and so we get everybody. Officially, there's like 2 women that are in there with him. So we get these women out. We don't let nobody go
And
back
they
into them.
identify themselves as women. So they're women.
So we close down this bathroom up front, and this dude goes to leave. Now, remind you, he
he's
never
in the
stole.
restroom for like 30 minutes probably.
So how long do you think we call? We call the cops? What? Probably 40
Well,
minutes before that.
Yeah,
Just
I
locked
mean,
him in there.
Well, I thought
well,
about
the other gentleman at the other retail was on the phone with the cops, but we were just detaining him because we are good citizens and
citizens
anyone
arrest.
tried to steal from
Citizens
any
arrest.
retailer, we will step in.
Yeah.
And
Hey, we're all one
Prevent
team.
it. That's
We're all
right.
one team. We
I
are
mean-
when it comes to organized retail crime.
that's right.
But anyway,
ORC,
so-
baby. ORC going down.
So this dude's sitting in the bathroom, and so the maintenance guy comes up. It's his time to go to clean the bathroom, so he cleans the men's first. And we tell him he can't go in there, but
In
The
his
Rock-
head, dude. It's
The
like,
Rock-
what is in there?
The Rock goes, you know what would be funny? He tells
You won't even let me in there.
the Rock tells the maintenance guy, you know what would be funny? Go in there and say, hey, maintenance, you know this is the women's restroom, right?
I go, hey, be like, hey, ask to see if anyone's in there. Be like, hey, I want to clean it. Is anyone in here? And if he says, if you hear him, be like, hey, you know this is the women's restroom, right? So he does it. Of
He
course, he goes in.
he
he's
does.
like,
He goes, oh, my bad.
maintenance.
By the way, he opens up the door, and there's in the bathrooms, they have a sensor. So if there's no movement, the lights go off. So save energy. So when the maintenance guy opens the door, there's no lights on at all.
Oh,
He's in the pitch black.
Weird. Totally weird.
man.
So eventually, once the maintenance guy gets in there, he gets in there, and the guy flushes the toilet, and he comes out, and we're talking about, well, what do we do? Because the cops are not here. What do we do? What do we do?
Yeah, at first, E-Money wanted to
I wanted to beat the shit out of him in the bathroom.
confront him in the bathroom or wait for him to come back. I was like, nah, we gotta wait till we get it probably in the vestibule, and then we'll make the stop there. So then he comes out.
He comes out. He instantly gets defensive. And like, what are you talking about, man? I didn't do nothing. And he tries to take off, and I didn't want him to take off. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to shove this motherfucker. And so I shove him, and I try to shove him over one of those hover around carts you ride around, electric cart.
Rascals, they call
rascal.
them. Yeah.
Well, I push him. He goes about 5 feet.
Well, I mean,
The Rock's like, just let him go, dude. Just let him go. We'll get the cops and get him.
Yeah, I'm thinking this whole thing, you know, what we're taught is to de-escalate the situation. So I was like, yeah, we better just escalate this. So because our other associate there, undercover secret shopper, we all had him, you know, blocked off in a corner. So I'm like, let's keep pounding on this dude, just pounding on E-Money, just pounding on this guy. And I'm like,
put a quarter in the jar.
Yeah.
That jar's fucking full.
E-Money. So I was like, well, we better de-escalate this. So I give him some leeway. You know, I'm talking to the other retail on the phone. I give him some leeway to get a chance to escape. And what's E-Money do? So shoves him into me.
I shoved him right into you, dude. I tried to get him to stop.
I start laughing, but then he goes off. And
so he goes out. We already know from the other retailer that this guy's car's out in the parking lot. So we know it's a van. It's a piece of shit van. Looks like he probably could have kidnapped maybe 7 kids already.
That's creepy right there. He's in a women's restroom. The lights off whenever you guys go in there, like lie in wait. Plus, he's riding around in a van, a shitty van.
Who knows? We could have.
Dude, that's
what I call Tuesday night.
So
yeah, I mean that's pretty normal to me. But
that's a triple threat.
I guess I don't have a normal life.
We find out through who he is and where he lives. I'm thinking, hey, I know that you got a warrant. I know this, and I know this, and I know that's your van. I didn't drive a van.
Ain't my van.
I was like, all right, well, have a good Merry Christmas.
Yeah, he starts walking the other side of the parking lot. Like, you know, it's a van. And then the other retail guy driving the Charger. Like a tinted Charger.
It looked like a cop. I really thought it was a cop.
Money thinks he was a cop. He's like, oh yeah, now you fucked, aren't you? Now you think you something, don't you? Well, yeah, go to your van. I'm like, that's the other retailer. But side story, he ended up the other retailer getting his shit back, and
it wasn't $600 worth. It was probably about $200.
It's about $200. But like I said, it comes down to just the meaning behind him trying to take the money, and that's why we had to
earthquake.
Step in there. But that was a good stop right there, man. That was a good one.
It was awesome. I loved it, and I think I had the most excitement out of all of it. But what's funny is I'm shoving this dude. I'm shoving this dude. Right, you go back and watch the video. And The Rock over here, he sees me getting all excited about this, throwing this guy around like a little rag doll. He's just laughing. He's on his phone, letting this guy go out and just laughing like this motherfucker. He's like, "You're lucky, dude. If I would have had him, if he wouldn't have let me, I probably would have tore this dude up.
Yeah,
I would have tore him.
I seen it was going down. I was like, he's not gonna let this dude go, man. Well, the first thing you asked me too, you're like, you got your handcuffs on? You're like, nah, they're out in the car, man. Like, you got your handcuffs on? You? I was like, nah, they had in the car. But
speaking of bathroom stops, I was thinking about this earlier today and stuff. I know there were like some instances where when we worked and stuff that were kind of crazy. But have you guys ever stopped somebody and they piss or shit themselves?
Oh God, yeah, yeah. Happens all the time, dude.
I mean, customers come in and shit themselves for no reason. I mean, it happens.
That isn't a joke, but they're shitting down along the action alleys.
You know, back when we used to have a big food chain out there man, they'd go to that buffet and come in and try to make the restroom, just not get there and just shit themselves before they get there. I tell you what, man, we got to pay those people more money.
Clean up on aisle 2.
Shit and come all the way from the entrance all the way to the front restroom. That's not a lie, dude. He's telling the truth.
I mean, is that a Trail of Tears or?
Dirty son of a bitch, what you are.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
How's that go? Chang, Chang!
I remember working a retail place with Rock, and I think they got hit 3 weeks in a row. Somebody shit on the floor.
Yeah, that was a shit bandit, man.
Yeah,
I mean, shit.
Well, I think like 2 of them were kids that thought it was funny to shit in the dressing room, which
are you kidding
that's pretty
me?
funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
In my years, I've never heard anybody taking a shit in the fitting room.
Yeah, it happened like twice. I don't know if it's the same kids.
To store you some Depends real quick.
And then somebody, just kind of an old man, was walking through and didn't make it in time. Damn.
Yeah, I felt bad for the old guy.
Yeah. The majority of it is the old people.
Shout out to that old guy.
That old guy.
You be safe out there, old man.
No.
Keep shitting yourself if you want to. You earn it.
It's the most awfulest thing when it's the elderly people that do it, because they're there. Most of them are there with their significant other. And, could you tell George? I need George. George. These people have shit all over the floor, on themselves. At least 3 times I've went and gotten clothes off the shelf so that they could have clothes to walk the fuck out with.
I mean, yeah, we get them for it because, technically it's still
they're stopping at the door. I know this is a little shitty.
I know working retail with E-Money, there was a cashier who our boss at the time thought it was hilarious that she went and used the restroom.
Oh my God, it would show us the shit stains?
She had shit all over the back of her polo shirt that she had to wear.
Yeah, that girl, well, here's the deal.
She was still ringing people out.
This woman probably weighed, what, 400 pounds probably?
Oh, easily,
about 5'4", about 400 pounds. That woman,
shit.
Bless her heart. She had no
Equal opportunity
She had
employment.
one of those bypass surgeries.
Shout out to Big Girl.
You make the rockin' world go around.
No, that lady ended up having a bypass surgery, one of the gastric bypasses, and she's lost over like 200 some pounds.
She's a supermodel now, ain't she?
She is. She's on that Donald Trump trip.
Donald Trump cover magazine, yeah.
Yep.
Trump train.
Sure. Still shit your pants as a hobby, though.
I'll tell you
Some
what
things
about
don't
them
change.
rascals.
Some
though,
things
all
never
right?
change. You're right on that.
Those fucking rascals, the scooters.
Yep.
How pissed off do you get?
I thought you was talking about the shit on the floor. The little rascals.
Yeah.
Those rascals.
Fucking
How
rascals.
pissed off do you get whenever you see somebody riding one of those things and they're more than able to walk?
Oh, I can
And
tell
they're
you.
just cruising around.
I called the cops on one. It was an African American, and they said that I was singling them out, and I was racist, profiling them, and they actually stole. They stole.
Well, you know what?
They stole. And I was like, no, dude, you stole.
I am profiling you because you're the only motherfucker riding around in here right now that doesn't need one.
I got. He told me I got plantar fasciitis.
Shout out Planner Penny.
Shout out to plantar fasciitis.
You got some turf toe.
Dr. Scholes.
What up?
Yeah, those college kids always ride those fucking rascals, man.
Dude, I hate that
Pisses
shit.
me off.
It's
Pisses
like-
me off.
Isn't there the story I'd always heard is with a place that we all worked together? There was supposedly the king of the retail, they dubbed him the king of the retail store that we worked at, and he would ride around on those rascals. This was like a Monday through Friday thing. He would get there like 8 a.m.
He's
till
still
5.
there.
Do you know who I'm talking about? He'd go around talking to all the people.
He still comes in.
all of his people, his servants, and
This
but
motherfucker comes
outside
in.
of
People be bowing down to him. I go and bow down to him.
outside of him riding this rascal and talking to everybody, he walks around all day. I've seen him run before, and
One of these days,
Yeah,
he's got a racist motherfucker.
He rides the city bus, right? And he
Yeah.
he goes places that he's like he has a home, but he has nothing to do. So he goes from place to place that the city bus takes him. He'll go to the public library, sit at the public library, gets tired of the public library. He'll come to Walmart, and he'll just ride around Walmart for about good 3
Retail.
hours.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
do you
do all that.
know him personally, Mike?
I know his name. Yeah,
Well,
You guys hang out on the weekends and
Not
stuff?
personally.
Or?
I
Not
mean, like,
personally. No, this
You pretty
motherfucker.
much work the same place now because he's there all the time.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if he's ever
How
tried
do you know
to.
he was at the
Has he
public
ever tried
library?
to
I see him
befriend
there
you?
personally.
Oh.
Yeah, I won't talk to him. I don't even. If I had my
Oh.
choice, I wouldn't let him back in.
I don't blame you.
Sometimes I think that he steals, but I can't prove it. It's like you have to watch him for hours and hours. But he'll
Yeah,
he'll
I
come in
remember
like
us following him.
he'll have
trying
a
to pick up
pop,
on
or
this
he'll get
guy,
a
man.
pop or something. And
You guys
He's
ever
goofy.
Did you guys
Goofy's all
ever
getting
catch
out.
that gypsy?
No,
that used to
I
come
won't
out?
do it. I
She's still
promise
fucking
you.
in there too, man.
I'm never going to do it,
Every now and
dude.
again.
She's going to do a curse on me. I've always thought it. I quit doing it. I didn't give a fuck. I used to all the time, dude. That was my goal was
Yeah.
to catch her. And I thought, you know what? She's going to put a curse on me. She's just going to go thinner. And I'm gonna fucking die. I
Yeah.
will not
She
mess
just
with the
fucking
gypsy
cruises around with that fucking cart and that bag up there all day.
all the time. She's you see her.
I just give up on her.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't
I'm not
follow
going
her
to.
either.
I'm like this old lady.
She
This gypsy
fucking-
lady wants what she eats.
I think
She wants.
she caught on to me for a little bit, and she would do things on purpose to
See if
try
you
and
catch her?
Yeah, try and get a reaction and
Trying to
stuff.
set you
Like
up, probably.
open candy bars and eat them, then go up and pay for the wrapper.
Did you ever feel that way? Did I don't know if I put that fear in you, or if you guys had that fear of that, because it was always taught to me like you make a bad stop, they'll sue you, and so therefore you think this is the kind of person that tries to do that on purpose so that they'll sue the company.
Probably.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so,
There's
like,
people
I'm
out
not going to
there.
fuck with them because they're trying to get me. There's several people who have thought that through the years that I'm not going to fuck with them because they are trying to get me to make a bad stop.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Well, that
definitely
brings up a
dangerous
good
out there.
point. Have you guys ever seen where somebody's tried to do insurance fraud? I know part of our job, we have to review any accidents and stuff. There's been a couple that I've reviewed where the guy made it out like, he was decapitated almost, and then you review the video and he just kind of twists his ankle.
Yeah, a lot of times detectives will come in and that are doing the cases, and they'll come in and try to get some video, and they're looking at other things, but of course they want to watch them while they're shopping around at this super center. And so while they're doing it, they want to see it, but then they tell you, the detectives will tell you, yeah, I got this guy doing this, I got deer cams, and he's out here cutting wood, and he's doing this. But yeah, it happens all the time. They'll come in.
Put a quarter in the jar.
Quarter.
We try really hard, though,
Yeah,
That's
I had
good.
a
That's
fake
good.
accident. There's this one, Tommy, he's a tall guy. He used to work on I think it was the unloading team, but now he's a cashier. But he said one of my associates hit him with the electric
Oh, my
pallet
God,
jack.
what a piece of shit.
Hit him with the pallet jack, right? He's like, and he comes stumbling into the personnel like he barely walk. He broke his fucking ankle. And, man, I was like, so I'm taking it serious. Like, oh man, what's going on, man? What happened? It's like, man, I was standing there and he hit me with the electric pallet jack. I'm like, damn. All right, hold on. Let me get a manager here to get you fill out the accident report. And of course we go back and watch video, and I'm like, shit. Well, it's probably one of my associates. I'm gonna have to coach and see what the hell happened on it. And it was an older feller that he.
Yeah.
It was an older.
It's hard not to say his fucking name, but yeah, he's an older guy.
Yeah, he was an older fella that he was the one trying to pinpoint it on. And when you watch video, motherfucker doesn't even get hit. He runs in. Yeah, and we had another associate that didn't even get hit. And then as you see him walk, he's walking fine. I mean, he's walking to the trash compactor. He just gets upset because
he tells him to clear the fucking aisle.
Yeah, the associate just tells him get out of the way because he's moving this big old pallet of merchandise. He's like, hey, just get the heck out of the way. He gets pissed because the dude tells him get out of the way. So he starts walking out to the trash can, throwing away cardboard. And all of a sudden, he's still just throwing away cardboard, fighting the cardboard. And all of a sudden, unimaginably, he starts limping. My ankle. He starts going over to another associate. And the other associate's like, oh, you better go go tell the manager, file an accident. That was a piece of shit, man.
He's got a cramp. Get him some water.
No, here's a good one for you. We talk about people doing false claims. This has happened a couple times, but the one that was for definite on video, this is the funniest shit in the world. So I've been to a couple of these retailers, and I went to the other side of town, the east side of town. And on the east side of town, these guys said, hey, this guy fell. So we're reviewing video. Sure enough, there's two of them together. They're looking at both sides, right? Looking at both sides. Both sides, and then this guy dumps water on the floor. Then just lays down on the ground. And then the guy that he's with goes and gets somebody. I think this guy fell. And it's all on video. It was fucking awesome.
I remember reviewing videos, and it seemed like there was like an epidemic of sandal or flip-flop blowouts. People just slipped all the time.
Funny thing about this, the retailer...
We got sandals and flip-flops.
The retailer that I work at... We always
get them, yeah.
Flip-flop sandals are not considered shoes in the insurance world.
Yep. So they can't win on that.
So what's that mean then? So
just means they're not considered shoes.
And
so
the claim will get denied.
Yeah.
They're not going to get... It's not going to get accepted. It's
so if
awesome.
you're trying to commit fraud,
don't wear flip-flops. Shout out to flip-flop. Nike or Under Armour, preferably.
We just had this accident recently in the garden center. This girl was going on one of those rocket carts going to the stairs stacking some stuff.
It's hard not to laugh, dude.
I mean, sometimes you reveal those accident claims, you just start laughing because it's like that. I mean, this is a legit accident, but she's up there. It's a big woman. I mean, it's a big woman.
This woman's probably 330, 40 pounds.
Yeah, pushing 400 probably.
Yeah, that's a true statement.
And she's climbing up in that rocket car, getting up the ladder and stocking herself on the top shelves, getting some merchandise down.
Now, this is only like, this cart's only...
Wait. She's climbing a rocket cart?
Yeah, the new rocket carts have like 3-foot ladders on them that you could go and you could put down and stack. Yeah.
What?
This is high tech.
What is a rocket cart for
those
everybody listening at home?
A rocket cart is a cart that you put merchandise on from the back rooms. That way you take it to the sales floor, or you can use it to do top stock.
We prefer them to do top stock with it and make sure that their areas are nice and clean, but we won't go to a top stock while they're not getting it done. But.
Yeah. Because, our fucking top stock is pretty bad.
They're the ones that are like 2.5 feet by 2.5 feet.
No, she's bigger than that. She's probably...
Shout out, big girl.
She's bigger than that, Brandon.
I love them too. Good him.
No. Hey, big girls need loving too. Amen.
No.
The cart's like 2.5 feet by 2.5 feet.
Not no more.
They
made them longer. They made them a little bit longer, so they're probably about 3 feet by
so still
2.5 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
But are they still double stacked? So like you go
but it's made differently.
Huh.
It's made
but it's on wheels and it has ladder, 2-foot ladder. And what's funny is I went on these carts because I thought somebody would fucking fall off one of these. And everybody like, why did you put those on there? I put the stickers off to the side. It says, please watch your last step. This bitch still didn't watch her last fucking step.
Yeah, well, I mean, we also teach on 3 points of contact. So at all times, you have 3 points of contact on the ladder when you're coming up down. And what, I mean, bless her heart. Bless her heart. 350 pounder. I mean, my goodness. I'm just glad our floor didn't crack. Let me be honest with you.
Yeah,
That'd been a hell of a problem.
And not to be disheartened, but what's funny is I noticed this about accidents. When somebody has an accident, they want to know if anybody around them saw what happened. So there is a delay in an accident. Like, did you guys just see that? Oh, yeah, I'm hurt. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That's what happened. She laid there for a minute,
she was like, I mean, she might have been, she hit hard, but yeah, she's getting on the guard and she has both her hands merchandise and she steps down. Well, she misses the last step and just wipes out on her back. And the whole fucking store shakes like an earthquake. And I'm like, holy shit, everyone get down earthquake techniques.
Rock's hoping this bitch better file a claim. I'm coaching this bitch. I'm coaching this bitch.
And the first thing I'm saying, yeah, you go to medical, unsafe. No. Check claims.
So mad who took the hard garden hose on her.
So get my garden hose.
You guys are evil, man. You guys are evil.
Horrible.
So I put her outside pushing carts for the rest of her career. And that's it. I mean, that's what you get. When you get in an accident, you're going out to the carts, you're pushing carts.
I've noticed a theme here at this store. We have a lot of fat fucks.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. I mean, we really do. It could just be in general, though.
There is 4 McDonald's in this city.
I mean, America we are pretty fat fucks in America. I ain't gonna lie.
True.
Some companies.
Speaking of fat,
you can get like it bases it on every year. They take you in and give you a medical eval, and if you set it, you want your cholesterol to go down or whatever, then you get a lower insurance rate.
So here's a funny story about that. You brought up a good thing. So when I first got hired in, I got hired in with a sheriff's deputy. And that sheriff's deputy was just as fat as I was. When I first hired him, I was probably about 270. Okay. So it came time to do your insurance. And so both this deputy and myself are doing it together. Like, what'd you put? I did this. I did this. And then we went to go do health insurance. And they said we was too fucking fat to get
you couldn't get covered.
Couldn't get covered because I was too fat.
Damn, you think they should have gave you the higher premium?
First roller coasters now that is.
That is the saddest thing. I don't know if you guys done that where you've been able to ride rides and all of a sudden you're so to that fat point where sorry, you can't. I push down harder on my shoulders.
I like when the attendants, they try to be really nice, and they're like, "Excuse me, sir, you're too big to ride this."
I blame it on long legs or big boots.
Yeah.
That's what I go with.
I never had that problem with such maybe being too short. Maybe.
Like, you're too short to ride this ride.
Hey, yeah, you're too short. I'm like, bitch, give me some heels.
I remember we did have one stop where it was actually it wasn't a stop. A detective came to us, and he was a goofy dude, but he was like, he's like, yeah, we're trying to find this car that's been reported stolen, and sure enough, it showed up in our parking lot. I don't know if you remember that. And then come find out, we played the video on it, and the woman who reported it stolen was the one who parked it there. And trying to claim the insurance on it for it being stolen.
No, I don't remember that. That's good.
I'm trying to think of that, but that's funny shit, man. Cha-chang.
Cha-chang.
Shout out stolen cars.
Grand Theft Auto. I'm back.
4. No,
you gotta try to get something, man. I mean, you always gotta try to get something out of this world. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah. I don't know about that business.
That's what the preacher told me last Sunday. So
he said, I'm down there. I was feeling bad for myself.
Just tide extra more this week. That's all you gotta do.
Taking notes at home. If you're committing crimes, don't wear flip flops and do commit fraud.
Speaking of fraud, there was a time a gentleman came into the store and he was trying to use counterfeit money, and we knew he was using counterfeit money. And this is like the second or third time, and so we called the cops on the man, waiting on the cops to come. And sure enough, he goes to go outside. We stop him. Out in his car is a sniper rifle in the trunk, and he couldn't explain why. It wasn't even registered to him, but he had a sniper rifle.
Wow.
That was intense.
Yeah.
That's pretty wacky.
Hopefully he didn't find him on the overpass.
He had thousands of dollars of counterfeit bills, and he had a sniper rifle in his trunk. That wasn't even registered in his name.
What did he say? He was hunting
and he had
elephants?
And he had a warrant for his arrest.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's kind of spooky. Did you ever follow up on that? Did you ever hear anything beyond that?
Never heard anything else. That was just kind of talking about fraud.
They took him off the count.
Did he have like out of state plates or anything?
Yeah, he was out of state.
Man, that is weird.
Creepy. It was creepy.
Yeah.
But, sometimes you stop these people and sometimes you think, man, I just stopped something and something could have happened. Sometimes you think that and sometimes it's like,
yeah,
that's just a piece of shit.
Cool. That's crazy, man.
I always think it's interesting the stuff that you stop people on and how the stuff that they're stealing can tell a story. Like one time I remember we stopped these people who they had potting soil, like how to grow indoor plants.
Chang. All those out there that have a flower garden out there.
Potting soil, indoor plants, couple, they were shed locks, temperature gauge, humidity gauge.
Oh, they're gonna build up some homegrown.
Yeah, they're growing
like
some
fluorescent lamp.
Hey, if they're not cheating,
peyote. Yeah, if they you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Here's the funny thing. I don't know if you guys thought about this, but so the people you stop, most of the time they don't give a fuck that you're stopping them for whatever the $20 or the $50 you're stopping them on. They're more worried about their record.
Yeah,
the stuff that the cops come. Are you guys going to call the cops? You guys going to call the cops?
Well, of course we can call the fucking cops, asshole. No, I'm telling that. You got to play that detective role and lie to them.
How about this, country? How many times has somebody lied to you about who they were, and then the cops came and told you that no, this is this person?
I mean, there's a couple stops where they didn't ID themselves, or they tried to say that they were the other person, and then
switch up the middle name, the first
name.
And
then how many times did they ended up having the ID on them anyway? They said, I don't have an ID, and then the cop shot, I got an ID.
Imagine he pulls it out their butt crack.
So you tell, if you don't have an ID, you're going to go to jail. Yeah. Oh, I got an ID.
Or the officer comes up and they're like, oh, we know this dude. He's been booked in the county jail like 40 fucking times. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we know who this
yeah, that's Tyrese and Tyrone. I mean,
you know what I say? I just can't respect anybody that gives a fake name. Do you feel me, big country? Do you feel me, Rob?
Fuck yeah. If you give a fake name, you are a piece of shit.
Shout out fake names.
Fake names.
Personas. This is a shout out to anybody that has a persona.
Yeah.
So how about them Cowboys?
They beat the Saints. Can you believe that or not, man?
Dude, that's crazy.
Like the Saints, I thought the Saints were going to go just losing one fucking game.
I did too, man.
Then they lose. They're scoring all these points, and Breeze is on this magnificent roll and changing history and setting records and
breaking Brett Fort's records.
And they only scored 10 points.
They scored 10 points. Yeah, they kicked me out of my fantasy league. I'm out of the playoffs because of his ass. And just want to give a shout out to Breeze. Fuck my life over.
Chang.
Shout out to fantasy football.
Breeze. Drew Brees jerseys. Just
speaking of Breeze, do you have cats?
I've got my mother has 13 of them. I believe that's.
Are they all feral?
No, some are indoors, some are outside. They're all pets.
Oh, well, that's what they be. They're not pets. An animal.
Hey, we're talking about it's a therapy cat. Let's get it right.
Yeah,
she hits a bell outside and they just come running.
Dinner time. This is a shout out to Meow Check Mix.
Come and get some, please. We got lots of them.
Somebody take out stock and Meow Check Mix or whatever, cat mix, whatever the fuck it is.
Speaking of fucking cat mix and dog food, man, I just had to file a fucking big ass claim.
Oh, talk about that. That's some bullshit.
Man, this fucking and Clay's warehouse claims, they take forever to file, but shit. We just recently I just had to file a claim on the dog food and cat food that supposedly we didn't get. So my store manager's like, hey, you know what? We're gonna call up this warehouse and we're gonna file a claim. In my head, I'm like, I don't think she ever knows how to file a claim because it's a lot more than just calling them up and say we want to file a claim. You got to get the item numbers and do all this shit, put down and get some stuff. She calls them up. Hey, we didn't get our dog food.
It's not that simple, bitch.
I want me some old Roy right now.
And the warehouse goes, okay, what's the invoice number? Well, we didn't get like the whole pallet, the whole truckload with cat food didn't come, dog food didn't come. So, well, we get the invoice. Long story short, I mean, I don't know what got me on this. The Meow Mix got me on this claim.
You're fucking pissed because how long it took you to do it.
So I was there with E-Money, and this claim took me probably 2.5 hours, 3 hours to file because I had to write down each item number, what was the quantity of each.
What the cost was, what retail was.
Just to get this claim, just to make my store manager happy and to prevent shrinkage. Cha-chang.
Cha-chang. Shout out to
Ain't nobody like no shrinkage.
That's right.
I'll tell you that much right now. Right, meow.
Especially when it's cold outside and your balls start to shrink.
Speaking of shrinkage, the other night, the guy was going through self-checks. And underrang like $170 worth of shit. And he was trying to get extends and trying to get, I don't know, I think you came on the back end of that because I got called and you was trying to leave. And they said this guy's
came in on
this
the
guy's
back end of that.
this guy's shout out to chocolate candy bars. So
Somebody called time. R.I.P. Chang.
underring, ticket switched, had $200 some odd worth of shit, but he only paid for $40. But it was all extends.
You know, if you come that low,
Have you guys ever done extends?
You're a piece of shit.
No, I do wonder about like what,
I have.
What is
So
Laying pipe.
So it does not make your dick bigger. It does not do any of this. It does not
That's
do
false
any of this.
advertising, dude.
No, but what it does,
You might have a claim.
what it does do, it makes you last longer.
I know a guy who knows how to write up claims.
but you have to.
I'll write up for that,
But
man.
you have to.
Anything to do with dick, I'll write it up for you. That's personal.
It's all about that D.
hey, we're back.
And we're back.
Give a shout out to Zan.
Give us a short moment for shout out.
Speaking
you
of stealing extends and stuff, I always remember like deterring kids from stealing condoms.
Oh, yeah.
And that was kind of like a moral,
Yeah.
like a thing. Like, should I be doing this?
They're trying to be safe
Hey,
out there.
they're going to do it no matter what.
Well, here's the thing I'll tell you is if you could get them just to leave the fucking box, it doesn't matter because we'll get credit for it. At this retailer, if they have the box, the government gives us back money for people that steal condoms and steal pregnancy tests. We get credit.
Yeah, so if you're trying to be safe and have protected sex, leave the box.
Leave the box in the store.
And don't wear flip flops.
Don't wear flip-flops or
That's a
sandals.
sticky situation.
But if you're brave, if you're man, and you
Hey,
try it,
You'll never know. You'll
Without
run
a
into
condom.
country. You'll run into
Feeling
country
frisky.
and Marshall. You don't want to be fucked with them.
always remember, pull out if you don't have a condom.
When in doubt, pull out.
There's no fun in pulling out. By the way,
E-money.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, did you buy the extends or was
Yeah.
it given to you?
No, I bought it.
Yeah, it was a stocking
I don't know.
stuffer.
What the fuck is
No,
that?
no,
Give
no.
him
Some
a
people,
hint.
no.
I mean,
No,
I'll be down to buy it sometime. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think you just see what it's about.
They have energy drinks, but they have energy drinks with it, and all it does is it just makes you last longer. But you have to take it for a long period of time for it to even work.
Dude, I saw on
You can't
Facebook
take
now where they got Viagra for females. Have you seen that? I don't know if that's true or not. It's like a little pink one.
I
Yeah.
will say this though. I was at it's kind of like an organic
I don't know if
store,
it's true or not.
and they had a bunch of supplements for male, and one of the supplements was called Sex Cobra. I don't know if I
Not to
want to
be
eat something
confused
called
with
Sex
Marshall
Cobra.
Cobra.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sex Cobra.
Sex Cobra.
This organics place.
Which kind of cobra was it? The king cobra, the spitting cobra?
The Sex Cobra.
That's a 40. Hey,
See what happens is
Dude.
you load up on King Cobra.
Like
you
malt
find
liquor is
yourself
pretty good,
buying
actually.
Sex
Yeah.
Cobra.
I've had many King Cobras.
oh, I've had tons back in my day.
Yeah. Hey, it's only like $2.35 for a 40.
Natty Ice.
40.
That was always the go-to. Natty Ice.
Nah.
Mm-hmm. That or some early times.
What do
Now
you
you're
think
getting
the
low.
most stolen liquor is? What do you see?
Oh God,
Leave
Fireball,
the most.
man!
But
That's a new
Fireball?
thing. We had to move that up to our bullpen,
Yeah.
up there because people were taking that like
Left
crazy.
and right.
I mean, it's
Can't
that
even keep it
cinnamon.
in.
That's terrible. Like, what is it? Like 25, maybe 30%?
$15. Oh,
Whoa,
no, it's 40. It's
alcohol.
40%.
Is it really now?
Yeah,
Oh, it's always been
alcohol.
40%. Where you been, country? You've been
I don't
hunting too
know.
much.
I've been knee deep in water, motherfucker.
We drink
Shout out
that.
to duck hunting.
we drink that hot damn. That was always
Oh,
The
no.
knockoff Fireball?
Probably. Oh, it was at least 50%.
No, I started drinking that Red Stag that was for Kid Rock. Was it Jim Beam? But Fireball just out this world. It's good shit. I can drink a whole fifth of it and be all right. But we're not going to talk about that.
I'll take it Everclear if I had to.
no,
A bunch of
fuck
beer
away.
go out. I've seen a bunch of people push beer out, steal that a lot of times. That always amazed me how many people. I just felt like if you're trying to steal something to get the most bang for your buck, you'd steal hard liquor instead of pushing out a whole cart of beer.
Speaking
But
of pushing
Yeah, they
out,
always try to get those cases of beer.
there was a couple summers ago. There was a young lady that was coming into the store we work out now that she was loading up and just doing push outs of nothing but cases and cases and cases of it. She was hitting our store and the East store. We finally
What kind of
got
beer
her.
was it?
with beer,
Just all kinds of different beer, just
Yeah.
different kinds, Bud Light, all kinds, and just doing a push out. She
Bud Light,
she
yeah.
at least got 3 times from our store and twice from the East store. And finally we caught her.
what was she doing with it all? Do you
Just-
think she just?
I bet she
I
was
was
selling it.
reselling
though.
it to
Probably selling it on Sundays
Yeah, I was
back
gonna
when.
say. I know the biggest alcohol stop we got. It was 2 homeless people stealing it to sell to other homeless people in the shelter.
Hey man, they're doing something right, I guess.
Hey, the steak thief came back the other day. They caught him at the door. The lady with the long hair we were talking about, she's a rock star. He had fake bag. He had bags. He came in his own bags, and she stopped him anyway because he came from behind and stopped him.
What happened?
We had our door greeter stopped a dude. So
how old is she? Is she like an old lady?
Yeah, she's probably 65.
Yeah, she's pushing 70.
Some people might say that's
she's young at heart, though.
Yeah. No, she's hardcore. This lady will stop anybody. She don't care. Like, she takes her job serious.
Yeah, she's one of the best ones.
One of the best ones. No, that's no doubt.
Yo, props to her. Chang.
Chang. Here's two. What is that stuff that keeps you from your dentures in? Denticure or whatever? Here's the polygraph.
Polygraph.
No, but anyway, so he had like $100 worth of steaks in bags, and she stopped him, and he couldn't produce a receipt. So it was pretty awesome.
That's awesome, man.
So he had multiple
nice
bags full of steaks.
Yeah, let me tell you.
He must not have been trying to get the really good ones because you only need like...
These were $25 a piece.
Well, then
I think he's just stealing. I mean, he don't probably care about getting the good ones. Country.
Big country.
Yeah. Another. Here goes to another quarter to the show.
I'm trying to get the best thing I can.
That's true.
Less bags to carry.
Yeah.
Too.
But anyway.
Did you get any A1 sauce?
No, just straight steaks.
Just straight beef.
E-Money, didn't you have a story about some guy, he's stealing a bunch of meat products, but he's putting it down the front of his sweatpants?
Yes, that was the sickest shit in the world. But he was talking about, I don't know who was talking about selling it to the homeless people, but this dude did steal it and sold it for drugs and sexual favors.
How do you know that? Did he tell you about that?
Yeah, he told us. This guy was.
Here's a handy. You want a steak?
This guy was an habitual offender.
Women go crazy for
He didn't care. He's homeless. He didn't care. He'd come in all the time. It'd be summertime and have this big old Carhartt jacket. He'd load this up and he'd put it in the front of his pants. That's the sickest shit in the world. Is stopping his front.
He stopped and they go, guess what I'm gonna do with them steaks?
No, this dude. You tell this motherfucker to take the steaks out from his pants. This dude got buck ass naked, dick out, everything in the fucking ass protection room. Here you go. You can have your steaks back.
We gonna claim that motherfucker out.
We did, motherfucker. Nobody touched it. That shit sit on the floor until they grabbed like a sack or something.
Poor maintenance always get the hard shit. I tell you, they got to clean up shit. They go clean up steak with
puts all the merchandise on the table and go, meat? What? Oh wait, that's from something else.
Oh my god, you're talking about disgusting. He was talking about people pooping and shit like this. So we stopped this group of girls that can only afford stuff with EBT cards.
Oh yeah,
and they had a baby. And the baby had pissed itself while it was in the back, and we was waiting on cops. This baby's piss and poop deteriorated the fucking diaper, where the diaper was falling into pieces, and the diaper was falling off this baby. So we go to the floor and get diapers and make her change the baby's diaper. It's disgusting.
Yes, she went the risk to change it. It was disgusting. And yeah, being nice to people, we gave them the diapers to keep.
Yeah.
And the bitch mother started complaining about fucking... the wait time. I'm like,
you're the one that stole it, bitch.
Yeah, bitch. She's like, well, that's the least you could do is give us a diaper to keep us here forever.
Cha-chang! Here's the love diapers.
I think that's the worst is the people who steal in front of their kids. And so I remember we had one stop where they stuff these comforters full of stuff, and then they put the kid on top of the comforter bag to try and push it out to like conceal it. Like, oh, the kid's just sitting on it, and then when we stopped him, they're like, oh, sorry, the kid just kept grabbing stuff. And we're like, no, we've been following you for a while. We knew you loaded up the bag.
Yeah.
Coming to the back.
I thought I was going to lose my job one time because I got into an argument with the lady that stole and her child was with her. And I was like, this is the time when I thought I could change everybody's fucking life, like giving them a life lesson. And why are you doing this in front of your children? And the woman goes, my child doesn't know what I do. They have no clue. So I got down in this kid's face. Your mommy stole today. This woman went the fuck off. My boss was like, you fucking didn't. She said this out loud. You fucking didn't. Get the fuck in the office. This woman goes, I'm suing. My child, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm in the office thinking, oh, fuck, I just fucked up. My boss is pissed at me. And I'm Short Stack was pissed at me. And so, but our favorite officer shows up, Joe. And shows up, and he tells me, like, what happened? So I'm telling him the story, and she's like, he goes, I would have said the same thing. That's some funny shit. So then my boss comes in the room. I can't believe you did that to me and put me in this position, and now I had to calm the whole situation down. And so while this whole thing's going on, I wasn't allowed to come into the other room, and good shit. Yeah, I got in the baby's face. Said, "Your mama stole today."
You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today.
Chang. Here's a high quality education.
Yeah, kids.
Stay in school.
Have you ever had to report any sort of domestic violence?
Oh, it happens all the time at our store. Actually, we constantly, I don't know how many in the last 3 months, we've gotten 3 restraining orders given to us from associates.
How many of those were football players, though? No,
oh, my God, about all of them? At least, those football players always beat up on women.
Beating this, who was the Kansas City's chief?
Chang. Hunt. Going out to hunt.
Did you guys see this video?
Dirty bastard.
Did you guys see the video?
I heard about it. I haven't seen it. Yeah, I heard he knocked some woman down or something. Took her to the floor. As
country watches this, okay, everybody's intoxicated. Okay, this woman keeps coming after him, and he just with a nonchalant with his hand, this woman falls and he leaves, and then she's like running her mouth. And so he just does a little kick. I don't see anything wrong with what he did.
It was just like a little kick.
Yeah. There was nothing to it. Didn't hurt her. There was no. Oh, that's going to leave a fucking bruise. Wouldn't even leave a bruise.
Man,
it's an altercation, and I'm all about pro woman, Me Too movement. I'm all about it. Women sticking up for themselves. But whenever you're intoxicated and you're coming after somebody and you're verbally abusing them and you're coming at them to hit them yourselves, you're putting yourself in a situation where. What's a man to do? Just let her kick him and hit him and verbally abuse him?
I think he would have. If he would have been in sober state, he probably would have not have hit kicked. He wouldn't. He was, obviously alcohol was involved.
I didn't see anything wrong with it personally.
I've never seen the video.
I wondered about that. I mean, I'm not trying to make a cheesy segue, but it is a valid point. Is that like when we'd make stops and stuff, I always knew if a guy swung on us,
you're gonna hit him.
Yeah, it's like okay, I know what to do in that situation. If a woman swung on me. You know what I mean? It's like, and sometimes if you get hit in the right place, like right in the nose or, it's
just
fast enough. Yeah, your reaction catches up. And then what would people think and feel? What do you guys think about that working in the field now and stuff?
To be honest with you, I've never had that situation happen. Knock on wood, where a woman, most of the time, the women will comply. If they don't comply, they're runners. They run. They don't want to, you can't touch me, and then they'll just fucking run.
I mean, at my other retailer I used to work, I slammed down some women a lot. I ain't gonna lie to you. I never hit one, and of course, I think if the woman did swing on me, I'd probably wouldn't hit her. I'd go back to my always defense move and just take them down the ground, body slam them, bear hug them, slam them.
Face.
Yeah, nuts to the face, rubbing balls on their forehead, and let them know it.
Did you ever have people pull out cell phones on you trying to take video whenever you were?
I never had that
hands-on job.
So whenever I was trying to watch people, I've had people do that. So it got to the point where I've kicked out 2 people. I was training some people, and that was happening while I was training. And because this happened, this guy done this, that the person ended up stealing and got away. So I tried to kick this dude out the store. So like, you've lost your privilege today. You've got to go. There's no reason for you to be in here. You allowed this person to leave. This person stole. And you went and told them I was watching them. And after even that customer told them I was watching them and they was videotaping, I was like, it threw me off. So I was like, you're leaving. And they're like, no, I'm not. I know this such manager. And I know her. And it's our favorite manager of all time. Starts with a G. And so she ends up showing up without even knowing. Chang. Here's to friends in high places. So this manager comes up without even knowing any details, not hearing anything, tells this person, okay, you can go continue to shop. Not knowing what happened, not knowing that this person that allowed this other person to steal and get away with it.
Yeah, I wish I would have been
$60 worth of shit.
And that manager was saying, I would trespass her too.
Yeah, I would have fired. I would have fired that manager.
I mean, people don't understand that when you're on those retails, that's private property. You can trespass from
anybody.
Nothing. I mean, especially if they're
that's the downside. I agree 100% with you. But the thing about it is, most of these people think it's a privilege to shop at the super centers, and that these big retailers, they think it's their privilege, and that these retailers make so much fucking money that whatever, it doesn't matter. Like the other night, that young lady that we stopped for underringing. She says that, hey, there's people that are having bad times in their lives and it's okay to steal. No, it's not. It's not. It's not a privilege. It's not a privilege.
First off, she was stealing what? Fake
eyebrows, shampoo, lotion.
It'd be amazing to see like a survey on, because that's something I learned working this, is how many people feel okay with stealing all the time and stuff, or they think, oh, it's just a little thing. If I'm stealing from a big retailer, it doesn't matter.
That's the biggest.
It's going to get back at the retailer. Yeah. I mean, she put it, because her mother was caught for theft and been in and out of
Oh, I know the system.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of just chooses this product of her environment. You know how she grew up, so she was okay with stealing because her mother's like that, and you know she is going to college, maybe trying to make a better life for herself, but it's definitely not okay to steal.
Country, did you see that video?
I did.
What do you think?
I mean, the dude did wrong, but
But did he really kick her though? Really hard? No.
but
Let me see the. Can I see the video?
I couldn't pull it up. I would like to see it too.
Chang, here's the pulling it out.
Regardless, he shouldn't have pushed her, and he shouldn't have kicked her for what he did. I mean,
but the kick wasn't even a kick, though, man.
But still, I mean, it's the act. Any woman or any violence against women, unless they're like,
what's the fine line? No,
like obviously if she's trying to stab you or something like that, you know, like you gotta protect. I don't think
I'm a grown.
So right now it's 1-1. We're even on the top.
Yeah.
Let me watch the video. Let's see what we can go here.
He should not have done that.
You should never touch her. You should never hurt a woman or put a woman in a situation where she's out of her comfort zone. But the thing about it is, she put herself in a situation she should have never been in.
And she was also trying to bait him in.
Yes, she did. She kept antagonizing
and
it.
she succeeded because now he's probably going to have to pay out some civil lawsuit.
Man, she's definitely an escort. There's no way. She's an escort.
But he shouldn't have done that. I mean, I think he's like 23. Maybe,
yeah, this is only his first year. This is his second year in the league.
But I mean, he should know. He's like you said, both parties. She's definitely drunk. She's stumbling around.
Yeah,
I'm sure he'd been out drinking too.
The whole group was.
That's never a good mix.
After you watch the video, I felt like the one dude that come off to the side, he was more of a problem than he was. You just watched it. What did you think? Do you think was that kick?
Give some commentary here as I watch
give commentary.
Yeah, well, it's going to take a while. Go ahead and add some filler.
We need some money. It's a crime.
Thank you for checking out.
Okay, here we go. So it looks like they're in like a hotel. Dude's got a black shirt with chain. Kind of looks like
that chain is probably more than my yearly salary.
More than our yearly salary.
He pushes a skinny white guy, and he pushes that woman. Let's see.
If you watch and see, like there's another incident.
There's a whole crew of them. Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like one of the dudes that was over there.
I feel like even though those other people were drunk, they still knew what was like trying to be, because they're trying to stop him. Watching out for his better.
So it looks like he's talking. She comes up.
She's running her mouth.
He definitely puts hands on her first, though.
Yeah, here's my take.
Did you see the kick?
No, that's true. I was going to say maybe there's a different.
I want you to see the kick. I'm talking about the kick. I'm talking about the kick. I don't think that if he comes out there and she's running her mouth, she's trying to cause trouble, and I'm just going to push you out the way. Okay. But then when it comes to the kick,
it's coming up.
I don't think I personally. It's just in my opinion.
He kicks her while she's down.
Yeah,
yeah, but that really
I thought you were saying like the woman kicks.
Yeah, but did you see? No, but did you see the kick? The kick really wasn't a kick.
Here's my thing with it though, dude. I think it's wrong too. To be honest with you, because he does push her first, right, and then his friends is trying to hold him back, and he's still trying to go after the woman. Honestly,
when you brought up the kick, I thought she's like, well, he kicked her she kicked him first, and then
let's talk about the kick. I'm talking about the kick.
This dude's cold blooded.
I think he was in the wrong there, though.
You think that kick was enough to cause damage to somebody?
Well, he kept coming after her. He shouldn't have left it alone.
He shouldn't have ever put his hands on her in the first. Like now, if it was one thing where she pushed him first, and maybe there's something else out there that we haven't seen, but. But he put hands on her first, and then he comes back. And
he keeps trying to get at her.
She fell to the ground.
If his friends went out and been there, he probably would beat the hell out of her, dude.
I don't know.
His buddies were trying to hold him back.
Like Ray Rice or whatever his name was.
I always wonder.
Elevator.
I broke up similar fights to that in college, and I always wonder, how if nobody was there, how far that would have escalated. You know what I mean?
You never know.
Just like little couple disputes, college couple disputes of drunk, get into a fight like that, start pushing each other, and then you break it up, and you never realize. You kind of think about like how much of this is a show and how much of this is people's true feelings toward each other.
Right. Well,
I don't think the kick hurt her, but I still don't think he should have kicked her. I think that was uncalled for.
It just looks bad. To me, it just looks bad. I don't think there's no.
I mean, what do you mean? It looks bad.
It just looks bad.
It looks bad because it is bad.
No, I don't think it. I'm sorry. I disagree.
Explain your point, E-Money.
Okay,
like, why do you think?
I've had I've been domestically abused. Okay, and I've been hit. I've been all that, and on this side of things, I just don't see that being a problem. I think it's wrong. Don't get me wrong. I think it's wrong 100%. But when you watch it, to me, it wasn't as bad as everybody makes it to be.
I could see that.
Just because she got shoved,
the media blows it up.
So she got shoved down. She got shoved down.
I still think it's wrong.
So she got shoved down. Okay. Ooh, oh, I'm hurt. No, there's no hurt. She's drunk. She got shoved down. So she's shoved down. Then he comes up and does a little kick. It probably didn't even leave a bruise. It didn't even probably break skin.
What I saw was him
pretty good. Yeah.
No way.
I saw him just trying to come at her multiple times, dude. I mean, he pushes her first, and then her friends grab him, then he's trying to fight through his friends to get at her.
Yeah. Well, just because it looks bad, it does look bad. But I'm just saying.
I mean, he's going to destroy that girl. He's an NFL football
What do you
player.
think? I mean, do you think there would be a fitting punishment for that E-money?
I don't think he should have lost his whole career over it. I think that he should be suspended for probably a good amount of games, maybe till next season. But he should lose his money, and then he should be an advocate to women's abuse, and he should talk about it, and he should go to therapy and have so many hours.
And be like, no, listen here.
Yeah, now I do agree with you on that. I believe in second chance. I don't think he should have lost his career.
Now, if we don't know about his past, now if he's had other things in the past where he's done this before, like say Cam Newton and the dude from Pittsburgh. They've had other incidents this has happened, then yes, shame on him. He should be kicked out of the NFL. But I think that he should be suspended for the rest of the season and fined a certain amount of money and go through therapy, and he has to prove that he's learned his lesson.
I mean, I think he'll get another chance. I really do. I think another team will pick him up.
I think they will too.
He's a young kid, made a mistake,
and also there are those fair share of incidences where ladies will make something up just to get back at the dude, and then yeah, the officers come out and they investigate it, but there's a fair share of those false reports made by women.
Oh yeah, it happens all the time. But this one's on video. Yeah. So. I mean, this one's right there. I mean, yeah, that's definitely goes on
what's going on there.
So like I said, I have a hard time for sympathy for people, but at the same time, if you watch this video, yes, he should have never touched her. We all know that. We're men. I would never touch a woman like that. I would never kick a woman like that. Never would. Never have been in a situation where I was getting hit and punched in the face. I'd kick her as hard as I could in the cunt. So, no, I'm just saying.
That's where babies come from.
What? I thought they came from the stork. You kidding me?
Here's
Shout out to all the storks
we learned a lot today. Never wear flip-flops if you're committing fraud. E-money believes in beating women.
If you believe in protective sex, please leave the box behind. Safe sex, everyone.
Can't afford rubbers.
And if you come to our store, you're going to get fucked up.
Or you can always put it in the pooper.
Chang! Here's a Hershey's candy bar, Mars candy.
It's a good episode today, guys.
Yeah, I had a fucking blast.
I hope everybody enjoyed it. Please like, share, subscribe, whatever you can do on the platform. Closing thoughts, E-money?
This was good shit, and I tell you, these people that we stop are some crazy motherfuckers. There's things going on in their lives that we have no clue about, but it allows us to have experiences to be able to talk like this. This is pretty awesome. So, but other than that, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, what's great too is we're still in this profession, and each week we're having new stories, new stuff come up, and I think it's gonna be fun, man. I mean, like I said, I always appreciate getting together with everyone talking about it. It's a good time.
I think that as I sit here, also, I think that maybe I should go see a doctor myself, a therapist, because you guys think that I think it's okay for women to get beat.
How would feel about domestic abuse?
You going back to you don't know what's going through something like that dude with a sniper rifle. Like, dude, how what if this dude just got cut off in traffic one more time? Like, what?
And he shot a bunch of people.
And he fucking goes up on the roof and just starts picking them off. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I think he was going elephant hunting, but you guys just say whatever you guys want to say. He's going elephant hunting.
Heading up to the Indy Zoo to bag him.
I mean, people do that all the time. All the time they got sniper rifles in their trunks. No, Big Country, what you think on the
closing thoughts, Big Country?
Pretty good episode. Always a pleasure being with you guys. Hanging out. That's pretty much all I got, man. Woo! Man, a few words.
Marshall, did you say anything?
I just said, leave the box behind if you're going to steal rubbers, and
that's what I said. Yeah. So,
unlike domestic abuse,
when you're hitting the box, make sure you leave the box behind,
and don't wear flip flops if you're committing fraud. No. Thanks, guys, for listening.